Alright guys, so here's the review of the Proxima PX01, or possibly the Uni-Dive PX01. So that's because there's a couple of different variations with this watch. So it's actually from Proxima, but you can also get it from Uni-Dive, which is like Proxima's sub-brand or something. They're identical watches, just they have a different logo and a different name. But there are a few other changes on this one. Well, not changes, options, should I say. You can get a few different movement options. You can get NH35, you can get PT5000, and you can even get an SW200. You can also get it on a stainless steel bracelet. You can get it on a black, I think it's PVD coated bracelet, and you can also get it on a rubber strap. They've also got a couple of different dial options too, and different handsets. So you can mix and match as you want really, which is a really nice thing. I do quite like the customization available with this one. So right off the bat, I just want to say though, Proxima sent me this for free. I don't have to send it back, but as always, you know the score. That's not going to change the way I do my reviews. I'm going to keep it 100% honest all the time, no matter what. So, with all that out the way, let's get down to it and see what I thought of it. So, this is the case it comes in. I'm not going to go into massive detail. It's the same as you get on like San Martin's, Steel Dive, etc. So, quickly open it up. I'll pop the watch to one side and quickly show you what else is in here. And then we'll get right down to the watch. So you do actually get a little pin removal tool, which is quite handy. It's a nice little compact one as well, so that's quite good. You get a spring bar removal tool. Then we've got the links I've taken out. So you can see there we've got the push pins just sticking out. And those two I've taken out. And then we've got the warranty card, which is actually signed and dated, which is good. And then we've got the user manual, but we're not really interested in that. Pop all that to one side, and then let's talk about the actual watch. So here's the actual watch itself. So you might recognise the case shape on this one. It's actually a 62 mass Homage style case. Sorry for the fingerprints, it's really hot here at the moment in the UK. And this has got all polished surfaces. I don't actually have gloves, so I'll try not to touch that too much. So we've got drilled lugs on this, which is nice. And you can probably also see that really nice bubble crystal. So you get a nice bit of distortion from that. I know some people don't like it, but as you know, I really like that kind of thing. Especially with this kind of vintage style look. Do really like it. But we have got AR coating on that, which is good. So it doesn't catch too much light and reflect too much. We've also got a really nice sign crown on this. So it's not the Proxima logo, but it's an interesting design, does look good. And then seeing as we're zoomed in, let's get a quick zoom in on the dial. So we've got fully printed dial, nothing applied. So we've got the Proxima in the centre at the top. Then we've got 200 meters at the bottom, and then we've actually got, this is the date function here. So that little black indicator at the top there, that's currently pointing to the 1st, so it's the 1st today. I'll quickly show you if we unscrew the crown. Pop it to the 1st position, and then we can change it. So that'll be the 2nd obviously, and then 3rd. Pull it out again. 2nd hand stops. That's because we've got an NH35 in this. And then we can change the time. And obviously pop it back in again. 2nd hand re-engages. This is one of the things that is actually changed from the original. These hands. Originally it came with black hands, which had like a black lume, but it wasn't very strong. So I specifically asked if they could swap the hands from the other version, the black dial version. And apparently now they're going to offer that as an option to everyone, if they do want that. Because the lume on the black ones isn't very good. It's very difficult to have black and have lume, it just doesn't work very well. But it is nice that they give you the option. And I did really want the lume on this, because the lume on this is pretty cool looking. But I'll show you that in a bit. So if I try and show you the ends of these hands, they are actually hollow, so you can actually see through them, which is handy, especially for the hour one, because you can just about make out the date when it's covering it slightly, so that's quite good. As for the length of them, they're all really nice. So the second hand reaches right out to the edge, minute hand just on the inside of those markers on around the outside, and the hour hand just on the inside of that inner circle where the date function is. So overall, it does look good. I did suggest to them, when I said that I wanted to swap these hands over, that perhaps they could do an updated version in the future, possibly add like a black surround instead of the silver that's currently on this one, because I think that would just take it to the next level, just make it a little bit more legible in day. But when it comes to the night time, as you'll see in a bit, this definitely works better than the original one. So let's quickly talk about this bracelet. So it's not my favourite bracelet, I'm going to be honest. If anything, the links are a little bit too big, so it's a little bit awkward to get the perfect size in, and it just doesn't conform to your wrist all that well, because they are rather large. So they do actually have the bracelet version of this. They also have a rubber strap version and a black bracelet version as well, I think. There's quite a few different variations of this you can choose. So you've got different movement options, different bracelet options, different dial options, different hand options. So you've got plenty of choice. I'm probably not going to go into massive detail on all of them now because it's just too much to cover in this video. As always, link will be down in the description if you want to check that out and see for yourself. But I have actually got a strap that is similar to the rubber one, so I'll show you that in a bit. As for the bezel on this, it's actually a sapphire bezel, and it is actually lumed as well, but again you'll see that in a bit when we do the lume shot. But because it doesn't stick out from the case very much, it is a little bit difficult to grab. It's not the most easy to use, and especially with it being quite hot now, I'm probably really going to struggle to do this. So I've found the best way to do it is just grab it like this. Really struggling because my hand is a little bit sweaty, so let's see if I can get this to work like this maybe. So you can at least hear it there now, even if you can't see it very well. Sorry about that. Like I say, it is really hot here at the moment in the UK and I'm just not used to it, so my hands are a little bit sweaty. Yeah, so you heard it at least, even if you didn't see it working, but it is lined up well and doesn't really have any backplay. But you're probably not going to be using it all that often anyway, because there's not really any markings on it. It's not the most functional if you're going to use it as a dive watch. It's more form over function really. So now let's quickly talk about the measurements. So because we've got that bubble crystal on it, it does actually add quite a bit to the thickness. So we've actually got a thickness of 14.7. But again, like I say, quite a lot of this like that crystal. Got a diameter of 40mm, lug width of 20. Now with the lug to lug, it is actually 48, but because we've got mail-in links on this, the effective lug to lug is more like 53.7, so it does add a bit. So something to be aware of. But you may want to change out the bracelet on this anyway, because like I say, it isn't the best. The end links are solid enough, which is good. No play in them at all. I do know that Shane over it, oh that was slightly looser, but the other one is rock solid. But I know Shane over at Relative Time, he had quite a bit of an issue with his. His was like really loose. So I just don't think the bracelets are the best. Also, you just get a pressed clasp, but apparently they are going to be swapping that out for future versions to a milled one. Quickly show you the case back. So quite a nice design on that. And then we've got sapphire crystal, That is 316L stainless steel, PX01, and apparently it's a limited edition, unless that's just the case back that they use on all the watches. And then it's a screw down one as well. And then, although it's only a press clasp, we have got a little bit of micro adjust there, so you should just about be able to get the right size you need. So now let's test whether that is sapphire crystal, using the trusty Diamond Selector 2. And yep, we have got sapphire crystal. So that is good, especially with it being that bubble dome one, because that isn't cheap. So now, the bit you've probably been waiting for, let's check out that Lume. And already it's looking pretty good, but as always, charge it up, give it a fair chance. Got to treat them all the same, keep it consistent. But you can probably already tell why I decided to get these different hands, the ones off the black dial version, because the Lume is just far better than the ones that were originally on it. Those black hands, because you just can't get a decent Lume really with the black. It just doesn't work very well. And there it is. So pretty cool. So like I say, the hands on these aren't the original ones, so if you do really like your Lume, I definitely recommend swapping out and getting these hands if you go for the silver dial version instead of the black ones. They're not quite as legible in the day, but when it comes to the night, you definitely get the better Lume. It's just not really usable on the other one. If I can, I'll try and find a picture and show you what it's like on the other one. And pop that up. And like I say, we've got that lumed bezel. We did have a bit of Lume around that date section, around that inner circle, but that's fading pretty quickly because that is that black Lume again. So that's what it'd be like on the hands, which is why I really recommend swapping them out. Or you can obviously just get the black dial version. Because with the rest of this now, this stays at this level a pretty good amount of time. So it's definitely good. It's actually C3 Lume, so you don't need to worry about that. It does work well, lasts a decent amount of time as well. So really nice, interesting Lume. So all that's left to do now is show you what it's like on wrist. So this is what it looks like on the standard bracelet. And you can probably see now what I'm on about with the bracelet not conforming to wrist all that well because the links are quite large. It just doesn't wear all that nicely. It looks good, but it's not the most comfortable. So, like I say, they do a rubber strap option, so I'll quickly show you what that's like, because I do have a similar one to show you. And this is what it looks like on a rubber strap. So I'm fairly sure this is the kind of strap you're going to get if you go with the strap option. So obviously it's a lot more comfortable, conforms to wrist a lot better. But obviously it's not a bracelet. Some people prefer a bracelet, some people prefer straps. If you prefer a bracelet, I've actually been trying this out on another strap. Another bracelet. So it's a little bit different. Some people might not like it, but I'm going to try it now. Let me know what you think. So this is what I've actually been wearing it on a little bit, trying it out. So this is actually a beads of rice bracelet from Strapsco. This was actually sent in by them. I didn't have to pay for it. But, you know, the score, it's not going to change the way I do my reviews and stuff. If I didn't like it, if I had issues with it, I'd tell you. I wouldn't be saying, maybe check it out if you want to try it, even if it's on a different watch. Do you like it on this one though? What do you think? Is it too much? Is that gap between here a bit too big? What do you think? Because I'm still not 100% sure. Trying to find a watch to put it on. Thought I'd try it on this, seeing as the strap on this, well, the original bracelet, sorry, it's a little bit. With this one at least, you do actually get as well. So you got the fold over, and you've actually got a milled clasp. So another option, but I think you could try this on loads of different straps really. So find something you like. But that's it for this one guys, thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next one.